I'm going to do a quick video here on the importance of a weapons light and an EDC light. I added one of these. I ended up going with the Olight on this one, the Olight Odin, the full size 2000 lumens model on this one. And I just wanted to be able to have a good light on there. I've been needing to get one. I've been wanting to get one. I've been looking around. This one was not too expensive. I know there's probably some better ones out there. Some of those Surefires and all that stuff. They're like 400 bucks a piece. Maybe I'll get one of those someday. But right now, this one will work. Reviews on it seem to be pretty good. And man, I'll tell you, it's bright as hell. 2000 lumens, you know, so pretty bright, you know. But you know, I'm not sure how I feel about having this pressure pad on here. I kind of like to maybe, you know, have it where I can use the button in the back where I have more control over it. And I can actually control two different brightness settings that way at the same time. This mount right here, it works good. I'm just not sure how I like this mount on it. This is an M-LOK rail and this is a Picatinny mount. So I'm thinking about adding a little more lower profile M-LOK mount to it, so it'll kind of sit right in here a little bit further down. But anyway, but the importance of having one, you know, I mean, you guys with lights and all that already know this, you know, and I've known it too, and even though I didn't have a light, but yes, I had, you know, separate lights. But man, it's so much easier to be able to like do this and put your light on and look without having to have another light, you know, do this kind of thing. Now with a pistol, that's different, but a rifle is a little heavier, a little more awkward, you know, a little more this and that. So it's easier just to have something on there. But the importance of having one is that, you know, how many times have we heard the stories over the years where the homeowner hears a noise in their house, 3 o'clock in the morning, they were awakened, they hear some noise or something like that, and they go downstairs or go into the room and down the hallway or whatever, and they see movement and they shoot because they don't expect something to be happening. And it ends up being one of their family members. Somebody going to get something to eat at the, 3 o'clock in the morning, midnight snack, you know, kind of thing. Or anybody. Whoa, wasp. So they just, you know, go into the bathroom, they hear something happens. But anyway, they end up shooting a family member, killing a family member. Now, you don't want that kind of tragedy to happen. You don't want that to happen. So the importance of having a light on your weapon, whether it be a rifle or a pistol, is you want to identify the threat. That's really what you're going for, to identify the threat or identify a non-threat. You want to make sure before you pull the trigger on somebody, you see somebody, that it's not your kid in the kitchen getting a snack at fucking 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but also I have this. This was sent to me from Powertac. This is pretty cool. I like flashlights. I've always said many times, flashlights, you know, if anybody wants to send a flashlight, I'll take all the flashlights you can have, because you can never have too many flashlights. And this one is 2030 lumens. So it's comparing them to, I played with them at night last night before doing this one. Is dark, and they're really about the same. I think this one's slightly brighter. I think it's not so much brighter as it's more candela. You get a little bit bigger flood, which is great, because I want to be able, with this, I want to see, you know, not only do I want, you know, to have the target identified, but I want to be able to see, like, if there's other people, and I want to be able to see movement. This one's got a pretty good flood on it too, and it really is almost, comparison is almost about the same. Anyway, but what I like about this one as a flashlight, just an everyday carry, is this is 2030 lumens right here. But it also has this little button on it right here, which is one thing that I wanted on several of the flashlights that I have, that I don't have on there, but this one does, is that it's the settings for your brightness settings. That's the lowest. Next. next, 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 and back to the lowest. And that right there will be really good if you're like, you know, needing to see something and keep the light low, you know, so nobody can see, you don't give away your position. And if you can somehow rig up a cap or something with a red filter on it, that'll even be better. And what's cool about this though is that when you set that at that whatever desired level you want, it stays at that level every time. So that's cool and all that. So I keep mine at the brightest. But yes, you can use this, you know, if you want to do this with your, you know, your pistol kind of deal, you can do that. But I mean, just an actual light to have everyday carry. Nice, very nice. This is the, like I said, the Powertac M5 G2. Anyway, we'll take a look at some of this through the night. I'll do some night shots with this stuff, and we'll take a look at that. And that's just, you know, if you guys are looking for a good weapons light to not break the bank, this Olight Odin full-size one really works. I have a mini also, but it's only 1250 lumens. I wanted something really bright so I can blind those fools, you know, and if there's somebody's coming in. So anyway, I got this from Primary Arms. I bought this myself, and you know, Primary Arms, they got all kinds of stuff. They've got everything. So, and at good prices. Anyway, I'll put links down to them below, but let's take a look at some night shots. It's going to be dark here in a little bit, and I'll get some of that. Stay tuned. Down the street, brightest setting, Powertac. Very nice. Olight weapons light. Very nice. Well, I like the flood. The way I can see things around me. Here comes a car. All right, I know I'm going to be a silhouette pretty much, but this light is outstanding. This light, outstanding. It's only 30 lumens brighter, but actually I think the Olight actually puts out a little bit more, just a little bit more candela, which is different than lumens. Not by much though. I'll put a link to all these down below, because I got this Olight at Primary Arms. Primary Arms is a great place. They've got a ton of stuff besides just optics and things. They have everything. And at really good prices. So, but anyway, that is my video. You need a good weapons light, and with the weapons light, I can see that reticle, even though it's not illuminated, perfectly. There's illuminating. Now it's not. I can still see that reticle perfectly in the light. Perfectly in the light, the reticle. Even non-illuminated with the light. That's how bright the light is. Anyway, the camera doesn't do it justice of how bright it really is. But I just wanted to do that, show you that, hey, if you're going to run one of these, you really do need to get a weapons light. It doesn't matter what you get, as long as it's something good. As long as it's good to do, to work with, and good that's going to hold up to fire. All right, a little more addition to this video is that, you know, having a light to identify a potential threat, or to identify somebody who's not the threat that you don't want, that you want to be able to identify to not pull the trigger on somebody, or, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to accidentally shoot the wrong person. How many times have we heard people are breaking in and things like that, you know, or just somebody that has a, you know, heard noises downstairs and they're going to go check it out and they ended up shooting one of their own kids or something, you know? I mean, it's happening quite often. And you really want to identify what that threat is or whatever's going on before, because you don't want to have a tragedy like that. So having a light, you know, having a light to identify that threat or non-threat is something that you want to be able to have. Now, a great video dealing with just that subject of identifying a threat. Modern Frontiersman, one of his recent uploads is I'll put it down below in the description box to his video about having a weapons light and how important it is, and the experience he had recently at night having to use that. So he was able to identify the threat and de-escalate the situation basically by knowing what was going on. And if he didn't have that light, he wouldn't know who it was. So everyday carry light, great for everything. Weapons light, great for any incoming threat, whatever you got to, whatever the mission is, whether it's home defense or whether it's identifying a non-threat, to be able to not pull the trigger on somebody. So you don't want to do one, you know, you don't have to, and all that. So anyway, that's kind of it. Wanted to throw that in there. I'll put a link down to Modern Frontiersman's video down below. Check it out. Very cool, very interesting, and real life situation. So anyway, that's it. Keep it heavy.